Hi, Lisa Marie here. Today we're going to continue reading in our book, The Bariatric Code by Dr. Stephen Reyes. And I'm going to pick up where we left off yesterday in the introduction, page Roman numeral 12, and I will start. Introduction, a conversation. Sarah, age 43 years, is an elementary school teacher who loves her job. She pours her energy into her students, routinely stays late to plan lessons, and support her students' needs. She has a reputation of being a committed professional who readily volunteers her time whenever needed. She loves her career, but finds it exhausting to balance work with her family responsibilities. She struggles with prioritizing herself and constantly ends up at the bottom of her to-do list. This has led to weight gain, fatigue, stress, frustration with herself and her life in general. She dreams of feeling confident, healthy, and energetic, and of one day becoming the best version of herself for her husband, children, and students. She admits that she struggles with feeling guilty for taking time away from her family and work to focus on herself. Little do people know that behind her professional cheerleader persona, in her home life, she is openly critical of herself. Her husband will bring this to her attention those times when she calls herself fat or disgusting, especially when it's in front of the kids. She usually ignores him or will try to say something funny in a self-defending, degrading way. What people don't see or realize that, in private, Sarah will break down emotionally at times as she feels like her health and weight are out of control. She has sought help in the past, but nothing or no one has been able to really help her. Sarah has an extensive history with various diet plans, diet pills, exercise programs, has followed health experts on social media, and even hired personal trainers in the past. Her last dieting attempt involved going long periods without eating because the injections she was prescribed made her vomit anytime she ate anything. She lost weight in the beginning, but hasn't lost any weight in a while, even with an increased dosage. She's baffled how this method has so many popular dieting methods seem to work for others, but not for her. She's even wondered if she's cursed. She stopped the injections because the side effects were too much, and she didn't experience any significant weight loss. Then, one day, a friend of hers, Amy, a teacher from another school, sat down with her and asked her if she's ever considered weight loss surgery, because that's what she did a couple of years ago. Sarah had always wondered about bariatric surgery, but she knew of another coworker teacher who had it, and it didn't seem to go well for her. The woman had lost some weight in the beginning, but was soon drinking soda throughout the day like she always had, and was never one to turn away a baked good in the teacher's lounge. Sarah couldn't make sense of what she saw her coworker and wondered, what was the point of doing that if you weren't going to change anything? It wasn't exactly the most inspiring thing to witness. Her other friend, Amy's experience seemed to be much different though. Her weight loss seemed to be pretty consistent. She became more active with her kids, took them to local amusement park and times, and even joined a group of women who walked in the park on Saturdays. She noticed when they hung out, she would only have water to drink and always asked for the to-go carton when wait staff would bring what she ordered. She noticed she was always upbeat and had some great energy going on too. And since Amy brought up the topic of weight loss surgery, she decided to have a conversation with her friend. The first thing Sarah wanted to know was, how did you know it was the right thing for you? Excuse me. At this point, Amy reminded her that she had tried so many different dieting methods over the years, hoping for a shortcut to losing weight and improving her health, but nothing worked long term. Been there. Amy put it this way: I was so tired of being up and down on this roller coaster of dieting. I would starve myself thinking restricting my food intake had to make me lose weight, but that wasn't the case. Out of frustration and low blood sugar, I would binge on things when no one was looking, and then I would feel guilty for doing it. There were times I joined an exercise class at the gym, but sometimes it conflicted with the kids' activities, so I would feel guilty for that too. And then came the day when my doctor told me that I was in the pre-diabetic category. My family on both sides has pretty strong history with diabetes, so that was pretty scary to hear. It was at that appointment that my doctor spoke to me about the option of weight loss surgery to manage or get rid of the diabetes. I was ready to listen. The timer went off, so I am going to stop there and mark it. Wow. What do you think? Can you relate to Sarah, who has tried so many different things and then witnessed two different people having the bariatric surgery with two extremely different results? I have. Have you? I think we all have. But I also like that Sarah is curious, and that when Amy brought it up, Amy then told her of her experience and what she went through and when her doctor actually brought it up to her. And how about that? Have you ever been asked by someone, how did you know it was the right thing for you? I think I was in that same boat as the Amy. It's when I tried all these other different things and it finally was approached to me or brought to my attention that I was in the obese category, that it became an actual option. And that's when I started doing the research, and that's when I started looking up different options. And that's when I found out that my BMI wasn't high enough to qualify here in the States under my insurance at that time. And that's when I started researching the Mexico options. I think I have it in my book in there. Hey, Karen. That I researched 6 different, that was a weird pop-up, but I had 6 different bariatric places or surgical groups in Mexico that I researched. And out of the 6, if I remember right, half of them either didn't get back to me or wanted me to pre-sign that I was going to sign with them before they would give me any information back. I was like, red flag, no. Then 3 of them, the top ones, were the ones that did answer all my questions. An actual coordinator called me back and spoke with me in person and then gave me emails back and forth. And that's what led me to going to a Lighter Me down in Mexico, which has now under Dr. Elias Ortiz and Company, and they're still in business. They're still amazing. They're the top surgeons that train other surgeons, and they have multiple divisions, I guess. They have bariatric surgery, reconstructive surgery, specialized surgeons, and that's who I went to. And that's who I went back to for my reconstructive surgery. But back to Amy, when this Amy girl said, I was so tired of being up and down on this roller coaster of dieting. I would starve myself thinking restricting my food intake had to make me lose weight, and then it wasn't the case. Anybody been there? I've been there too. So I'm interested that this, not chapter, but this part of the introduction is about a conversation, and I'm anxious to see where this goes when we pick up tomorrow. because when she was told that she was going to be in the pre-diabetic category and that it was strong on both sides of her family, that's when she started to consider bariatric surgery. And that's what the next part is. It says Amy would explain to Sarah how her doctor addressed her concerns about safety. And I think we all have that concern when we're getting ready to go into any type of surgery. But Dr. Steve is on a roll, and we will pick up again tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday, yes. We'll pick up again, and we are on the bottom of page 9 in the preface still. And I will see you then. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.